Hello, this is Lisa Hazard with We Are All Psychic, and guess what? We have Sheila with us today. Sheila is the angel lady I have mentioned before, and I can't stand how excited I am. Sheila, would you like to say hi?
Hello, it's nice to meet you all. I hope you're going to be joining us.
Yeah, I think they'll be loving this one. Sheila, do you think we're all psychic?
You know what? I think everyone has a certain ability of psychic abilities with them. It's a matter of accessing it and learning how to access it. And uh, lots of times, getting it to activate is comes with some big event in your life. Event meaning, something tragic, something scary, something super wonderful, even. But a big event in your life, like examples, someone, your father passes away. That's a huge event. That's very traumatic. That helps open up abilities. And that's when your psychic ability can come into play and start working, and learn how to use it.
That's a really, really great answer. And Sheila, like
Thank you.
I met you through Facebook, and you do a lot of like getting education out there on Facebook specifically, for people to learn these techniques. You spend all day with lots of a few other people. I was in one of your groups, and you send all kinds of information out there for people
Yes,
to
I do.
find this out for themselves, and they come and they ask. But let's talk about the angels. That's what we're all here for right now.
Very,
And
very fascinating.
they're amazing. And I do want to tell the audience, if I can, I'll use the screenshot I took before the interview. There's this beautiful angels, Sheila explained to me, have this certain color. They have all colors,
Yes.
but they have this bluish white light that especially she associates with angels. And in my screenshot behind me on the picture frame, it's not there in my eyeball vision, but in the picture there's that blue light, just that blue white light just shining on that frame, just waiting for this interview.
And that's what's so amazing about the angels is sometimes it depends on the person who that they want to contact or allow to be contacted. They give you signs a lot of times through light, and you can't always see it with the naked eye. You've got to look through your camera lens or some other type of lens. It shows quicker on video type things rather than
And
the naked eye.
you
By
have some
myself, I see.
amazing, yeah, you have amazing pictures. I have seen so many pictures that you take. There's orbs, which we haven't talked about on the show, and there's angel stuff, and there's
Yeah, I
spirit
got some
cats
amazing
and
pictures.
spirit
Amazing
animals. You
pictures.
do have
Amazing
amazing
pictures.
pictures. I mean, you could fill up a coffee table book that everybody would
I
own.
could actually, I really could. 'Cause and I always tell everyone when you get the urge, you know what? I should get out there and get a picture of the sun for whatever reason. I love the sun, but I got the urge today. I'm going to take a picture. And so I listen to that. I get out there and snap a picture. And that is how I catch a lot of pictures for that when the angels are sending me messages. And Lisa can attest to it. She's seen these pictures. And you look at them, you can, I've got so many, you can actually see the angels.
Yes.
And you see their colors because they show the color first. And then you start looking within it and you can start seeing actual shapes and seeing angels. It's amazing. It really is.
Is. So when the very first time we actually talked, I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I sell jewelry and I sell it on Facebook a lot. And Sheila won an auction and we started talking, and I told her about my very sick cat at the time, Morgana. Do you remember that, Sheila?
I do. I do. That was an amazing conversation. I remember it very well. I truly enjoyed it.
Oh,
I
somebody's
love
saying hi.
animals. That is one of my boys. That is Duke. He likes to be very verbal.
So what was the experience like on your end? Did you kind of feel like there was something that you needed to do that night? Like when you thought like because we just organically came into the conversation. I felt
Yeah.
drawn to tell you that, and I don't just tell people my cat's dying, you know.
Right. No, I don't. I'm the same way. And the way I talk to people, ask people, suggest things, is I can feel their energy. And so I know, I just have this knowing, and I know the angels help me with that. I have this knowing this person needs something from me. They are safe for me to open up and say, do you feel, I would like to offer. And then, then we start chatting, and the person opens up with me and lets me know what's going on. And then I can offer to them what I can help with. And with Lisa, excuse me, her and I have in common cats. We love cats. And I felt something with her. Her kitty, she had a cat that was, I felt not well. And we talked about the cats a little bit. And I said, Lisa, I'm feeling one of your babies is not feeling well. And she said, you're right. And we talked about it. She told me what was going on. And I said, well, I'd very much like to send healing and try to help your kitty, Morgana. I love her. She has a fantastic energy. I have contact with her now. It's phenomenal.
She visits Sheila a lot.
It's awesome. She's a sweet baby. In spirit, I wish I could have met her in when her living that time. But so Lisa told me and explained. I said, okay, I want to send healing to her. And when I send healing to animals, it doesn't have to be, but it makes it easier for the owner to see. I ask that they put their hand on their pet, whether it be cat, dog, lizard, bird, doesn't matter, an animal. Put your hand on, and the energy goes. I send the energy that goes through them into their pet. Then they can see the reactions that the pet has. Like a cat, for example, they're very I can't think of the word I want, but they show you things very quickly, like with their ears, with their
real
whiskers,
fast.
with their tails.
Yeah.
So you know they're experiencing something. So that's what we did, and I sent the healing to Morgana, and Lisa can tell you how she reacted when I sent the healing.
Yes, she within a minute she was sitting up, and within 5 minutes she was cleaning herself. But the most amazing experience from my end, other than seeing that, was the feeling. I felt her heart, I felt her soul, I felt her, and I felt like I was closer to her than any being ever at that moment. Like I just was
Such
her with her. She
amazing.
was with me, and we looked at each other. We were just like talking. It was the first time I felt like I communicated that way. And the thing that was really
amazing.
interesting is Sheila and I didn't talk to each other. We didn't know that we were both into this kind of work.
No,
we were just strangers, and we were like, okay, let's
right.
try.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you opened my mind a lot, and through a lot of time that we had spent together anyway, after
Very
that. But at
enjoyable.
that
Very
time,
enjoyable.
wow. So Sheila, what happened? How did you first learn about the angels? How did they come to you? I mean, probably everybody knows about angels, but what happened to you?
Right. Well, yeah, like I say, everyone knows. Everyone knows. Angels are out there. We have guardian angels, and all sorts of angels are out there, and the archangels as well. Now, the archangels are like the head angels. There's 7, and those are the 7 that I work with on a regular basis to help me do distant healing for human as well as animal. And it was one of those days where it was sort of a rainy like day too, and which I've now found it out, but I had that feeling, go out and take a picture. Go take a picture. And I'm thinking, there's nothing, it's a cloudy day, but I did it anyway. So I went out and I'm looking around, and I love the sunshine. I'm a summer type person. I'm like, oh, there's no sun, but you can sort of see it through the clouds a little bit. So I snapped a couple pictures and came back in and sat down and looked, and my jaw literally hit the table, I think. I would love for you to see these pictures. It's amazing. You can see an angel in the shape of in rainbows.
Oh, I remember that picture. That
The-
might be the one if you let me, I might use that for the podcast cover.
yes,
I remember
absolutely.
that picture. That's just an amazing picture.
Yeah, absolutely. And I looked at this picture, and then is when I started experiencing, because I realized, oh my God, this is. I just heard it. I heard it. This is us. We're angels. We're here to help you. You're chosen. Your abilities are phenomenal, and we're choosing you to help others, and we want you to shed the light and help. And I'm just sitting, I'm hearing these messages in my head because I um I do have psychic abilities as well. I'm a medium. And so I'm, well, maybe this is just from the universe, because I'm a medium, but I kept listening, and the feelings I had is like euphoria.
Yes.
It was so amazing. I couldn't even explain it, but I had rolling goosebumps, warm energy, just an immense feeling of love and care. And I thought, okay, that's different. That this is definitely the message I'm receiving is definitely from the angels. I've not had this high contact before, and so I thought, okay, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with it. They're telling me to believe in myself. They're telling me to go with this, go out and help others, spread the light. So that's when I started, and I had this group established already on Facebook, and I started doing healing on there, and it was distance healing. Like it's very similar to Reiki healing. You can send it distance. I can do it in person, and healing crystals enhance it because I
Yes.
with my study, because then I started studying more once I realized, oh, they've chosen me. I must know something. I got to know
Gotta
more.
learn some stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So I started studying, and I realized what healing crystals go with what archangel. Excuse me. And so I use those as well when I'm doing healing. Like Archangel Raphael is the one for healing itself,
And
and
what
there's lots of
color?
types of
What color?
healing.
You taught me green with Raphael,
Yes,
right?
yes. Raphael
Oh,
is green. Michael is blue. Those are the two most, and Gabriel as well. And I believe he is either.
white, right?
Yes,
White.
yes.
Yeah. So tell us about the seven archangels. I would love to hear more about that because I don't know like what your experience is with them because you've taught me, but yeah,
Right.
I'd love for you to tell people in your words like what they are, what their names are, and how they help us.
Okay, names I always get mixed up, but I can I can start with the ones that I use the most, which is Michael. He is head archangel. He shows in the color blue. There's archangel, and he's like the master, the head honcho archangel. And then there's Raphael, who shows in green, and he does all types of healing. And there's also Gabriel, and I believe he is in yellow. And the female one.
Ariel or
Yes, thank you.
Uriel? Yeah, they're the same,
Uriel, the
aren't
one
they?
with
Yeah,
you.
Ariel and Uriel. I've always read they're like the kind of the similar, they're the
Very
same
similar,
angels. Some
but
people think that. Yeah.
well, they're two different ones because one works with animals and the other one
Oh,
does other types of healing. But they all do healing. They all help with everything that we need. Like, you got to go to this interview for a job. And you're like, no, no. You call upon your angels to help you, and that would be Gabriel. When I have issues I'm worried about or nervous about, like, oh, Gabriel, please come and help me when I do this interview today for this job. I really need it. Yeah, and when I ask for things like that, as soon as I'm done asking, I get that warm sensation.
yes.
And that tells me, yes, I'm helping you. I'm going to be with you. Because you don't actually ever hear a voice, you know, like Lisa and I are talking to each other now, and we hear each other's voices. I don't really hear that. I've learned to. I mean, in the beginning, when they said to me, we're chosen, you, blah blah, they had to at that point, but
Right.
um, they used other means to get that message to me.
So there's kind of a knowing, there's a physical feeling, there's a brightening of the mood. That's been my experience.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I get warm sensations, rolling goosebump sensations, vibrations. I can feel the energy in my hands vibrate. And that's what I learned, like through Raphael. When you do healing, when you ask, you're going to, knowing this. you're going to feel this in your hands.
Yeah.
And so I do, like, I want to speak to someone, say, I'm going to send some healing for you for blah, blah, blah. And I start feeling it. Or even before that, like, say I'll just be talking with my friend, and all of a sudden I think, you know what, my hands are vibrating. She needs some sort of healing. And if I'm close enough friends and she knows what I do, um, I just ask, you know what? I can tell something's hurting you. I would be happy to send some healing if you're open to it. And yes.
So from my point of view, when I've often asked you for help and healing, and from my point of view, I'm on my phone or computer, iPad, and I'll type it out to her. And my point of view is, she says, "Okay, are you ready?" And I'll say yes, and she'll say sending. She'll just type sending, and then I just, like, sometimes she'll give advice like close your eyes or focus, or whatever she feels compelled to tell me. And then
Right.
I just, like, whatever the problem is, just sometimes it's like, one time she literally stopped me from having diarrhea. I felt my butt close when she
That
said,
was
and you
funny. That
stop.
was
Yeah, that was
awesome.
hilarious. That was very
That was
funny.
awesome.
And just recently I asked her for healing about 2 weeks ago for all the stomach problems I've been having. And she also, sometimes she's mentioned before, see anything, let me know. I'm curious. I can tell
Right.
you what that might mean. And then this time I saw
Right.
like a pyramid like shape. And she said to me, that tells me it'll come, start from the top and slowly fill out down, like slowly heal. And it has. And I did take antibiotics, but before, I mean, that day, within 30 minutes of with 20, 15 minutes of her sending. And then seriously, it's like 30 seconds later, a minute later, she says, sent. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
Everything's
it's very
better.
fast.
And it
Yeah.
feels so awesome, even if people aren't like aware that it's happening to them sometimes.
Right.
Uh like, for
Yeah.
example, one time I asked Sheila, I said, "My husband's not in a very good mood. Could we sneak him some like some angel healing?" And she says, "Put your hand on his leg." And so I put my hand on his leg, and his mood just brightened like within a minute or two. He just started smiling, and yeah, he had no idea. But
And
angels
that's
wouldn't have
what's so
done that if it
amazing.
wasn't good
No.
for him, right?
Right. Absolutely. And that's my next point. Absolutely. I mean, angels do what's good. You can't, you ask for good things. I need, my husband to be in a better mood. He's had a bad day today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're happy to help out, but you can't say, "Oh, I don't like my neighbor Joe. Can you send him some bad mojo?"
Can you smite him? Yeah.
Right.
They're not gonna
Yeah,
do
hit him with some lightning. No, no, that does not happen. That's not what the angels are about. They're all about love and
that.
light and positive energy.
Love, that love feeling, that
Yes,
just pure, no questions asked, just
pure,
unconditional love.
pure,
Unconditional. Just
absolutely,
nothing but it, nothing but love. Is an amazing feeling. And because of you, I've
absolutely.
gotten to experience that unconditional love from beings like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I send the healing, I like to, if someone's never experienced it, don't quite understand, I like to explain to them, when I send healing energy, you may feel warmth, you may feel tingling in the areas that the healing is needed. If you can relax, close your eyes, you may see colors, shapes, even images, even little mini stories. And
Yeah.
then I can explain to you afterwards, and what they meant, like Lisa was explaining. So that puts people a little bit at ease, because some feel like a little nervous, like, oh my God, what is she gonna send to me? Maybe it's something odd. I
Yeah.
won't like it. I don't know. So that tells people, this is what to expect. This is what you might feel. And some don't even feel or see anything. And that doesn't mean they didn't receive. They just simply didn't feel it.
Right.
But because I've had several do that, and then like the next morning, it'd be in the evening. The next morning, they'll send me a PM and said, you know what? When you sent that, I thought, oh no, I'm not getting nothing. I don't feel no warmth, no tingling. I don't see nothing. But today, you know, what you were sending healing for is completely gone. I feel
Yeah.
so much better, so
Yeah.
much better. And I always like to add too, this is not by no means in a way to replace going to the doctor, because no, it's not.
Right. Right.
Because if it was, I'd be a trillionaire, because I'd be out curing cancer and everything
Right.
else. You know, it's meant to enhance. It's meant to help until if what you have is needed to go to the doctor for, you can feel better until you can get to the doctor. But I
Right.
have to admit, and this is the most amazing story. I met this woman online through a group, and she lived. I'm in Michigan, and this woman lived in Africa,
Mhm.
a long ways away. And it was another one of those things. We just connected. We're talking, and she says, I have a son, and he has seizures. I mean, he has 30, 40 seizures a day. He can't. He's 15. He can't go to school. And I'm like, well, so that's when I started getting the feeling I believe she's going to be open. I'm going to offer. So I told her what I did, and I told her I would very much like to help. And she sounded a little skeptical, but she was open for it.
Yeah.
So I sent her the healing, for through her to her son, and that they felt some warmth and some tingling. And so, yeah, okay, we received. This is what we felt. And I was like, awesome. Please contact me again in a couple of days to let me know how things are going.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried I'll probably never hear from her again because I'm always, oh no, what
I
if,
know.
that's that famous game.
We all have insecurity about that stuff, don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So she did. She contacted me 2 days later, and I could feel her energy. I knew she was crying,
Oh.
and then so I, what's wrong? What's wrong? I can tell that you're crying. What's wrong? And she's like, oh my God, my son had one seizure today, only one. And
Oh.
he had been having 30 to 40 a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Amazing.
that's awesome. I'm so happy you're telling me the truth, right?
Right,
So,
yeah.
it's just like,
It's real,
absolutely,
you
yeah,
still don't know. Yeah, it's like,
right. I
good
mean,
you
because she's
know,
in
but yeah.
Africa. I'm in
Yeah.
Michigan, the United States.
Yeah.
So, yes, absolutely. I'm just so happy. I can't explain to you. He's been like this all his life.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we had a nice conversation, and that was really amazing, and I felt wonderful. And so I said, you know what, contact me again in a few weeks or months, whatever. I'm always around. And indeed she did. It was 3 months. And she contacted me again and said he's continued. He's stayed with 1 or 2 seizures per day. And we are now considering putting him back into school now. He's never been able to go to school.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. Now that was a truly amazing case. I mean, I've had other things happen like that as well. And I think that's when the angels truly intervene, and they use me as their instrument to bring healing to someone that really needs it and deserves it. And
Yeah,
that
and
that
to me, it occurs to me, it seems like those people needed that kind of, like, belief in their life too for it to have, like, been so effective. Maybe that was part needed to happen for everybody
yes,
in
yes,
that
yes,
way, you know?
absolutely, yes. There has to be some sort of belief there, to help it work the way that it should, the way that
Well,
it's
what
fully
I mean
meant
is, like,
to.
maybe they didn't have any belief, and then, they after the experience, they did. Maybe the angels wanted them to have that experience so that they would know there is help out there. There are
Yes,
spirits and
yes,
beings that have, like, your best interests, and
yes,
angels are definitely one of them.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I had Lisa's. I was talking with her about it. I have what's called downloads,
Yes,
and
I
I'll oh,
yeah, we've talked about that a lot, yeah.
holy moly, it lasts anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks,
Yeah,
where I only sleep 2 to 3 hours a night, and I'm not tired.
you just having
I'm not.
information, right, and
Yeah, I'm
images.
just getting information, and I haven't told you this one, Lisa. Is so amazing. I just had 4 nights, and I was just I was standing out chatting with myself, just kind of a meditation type thing,
Yeah?
and all of a sudden I said, yes, I'm feeling you've got new information, and my hands were tingling,
Mhm.
my feet were tingling like my hands do, and I felt this tingling go throughout my body. And I'm like, wow, this is something's changed here with this healing thing.
Yeah.
And so now, since that time, that's a couple months ago, When I send the healing now, not only, when I sense someone needs it, my hands and feet both tingle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then when I send the healing, I feel a tingle throughout my entire body.
So
Yeah.
what do you think the tingle is? What is your like guesses, or have they told you like why hands and feet now? And why feet now? I
Uh,
mean, is
Good, very good question, and that needs to be explained. Um, that is the angels. Oh, darn it, dogs. I know it's free to go back out there. That is the angels letting me know. I have learned, through doing this. That is the angels giving me the signs. Yes, this person needs healing. Yes, I'm going to help you. And
That's
so,
just so
so
amazing. I
that's what
love
that
it.
is. Yeah,
And
another.
didn't you tell me? I just maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but I could have sworn you said you were like me and you always have cold hands and feet.
Yes,
And then like
yes,
when the tingling comes, do they warm up or do they?
yes,
That's
absolutely.
really
My
cool.
hands and
Yeah.
feet become very warm. I mean, to the touch where I put my hand on someone. And, oh my God, your hands are hot.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that's some energy that's going about right now. I don't always open up what it is because not everyone's open to hearing that.
Yeah, and some people they don't wanna know too much because
Right? Yeah, you give them.
they already are kind of
Yeah,
like
they're not ready to hear all of that yet.
yeah, yeah. So,
Right.
I was wondering, like, what okay, so from my point of view, like, ever
Hmm.
since you've had this experience, this calling, this urge to help people this way, you feel like you've
Hmm.
dedicated your life to it. And you spend all day healing people. You all day like working
I
with people,
do.
educating people, and like
I do.
all these people benefit from this. And it's not something that a lot of people know about unless they get lucky and find out
Right.
in
Right.
your healing group.
It just gives me such immense joy. It's like you go to the store and buy a lottery ticket and you won.
And
It's that kind of joy to know I've educated someone on something they've been wondering about for years and thought something was wrong with them.
yeah.
No, there's not. You have an
Yes.
ability,
Exactly.
and I'm able to get messages for them through the angels and the universe that they needed closure on. And it's simply changed their life. They feel so much better. And
So
I can't even say how rewarding that is. It's
yeah,
wonderful.
it really is rewarding. And I have a question for you. Like,
Sure.
if you were to tell anybody listening to the show who doesn't really know like what they think about this kind of thing, healing, energy healing, angels, like what would your advice be for them to find something out for themselves? Ask, because that's the biggest
Yes.
thing you taught me. Ask the
Yes.
angels, you
Yes.
just ask. And it's
Simply ask.
amazing. You just ask and they do.
Yep. Yep. The angels are always there for you. They're always there to help, but they will not intervene unless you ask.
Yeah. And it's
They're
really
there.
simple. It really is that simple. It's what you taught me.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Just ask. That's all. It's just as simple as that.
And you
That.
they may show in different ways that you're ready for, kind of like
Right.
you
Right.
said,
They
like,
give absolutely. They give you signs. Like you'll see a feather. You see feathers, and
oh yeah,
depending on the color, what it means and where it's from. But angels in particularly, you see white feathers.
what is a
You
gray feather?
a gray.
Yeah,
That means something's coming. Something is going to work the way that you had planned for.
that's great because Misty, who I do interviews with a lot on this show, she found a gray feather that was very meaningful to her, and that she's gonna like hearing that, I think, because very
Oh, good,
ironically, the very next
good.
day I found the gray feather. So
Well, that's a good one. That's a really good one to find. I
yeah,
mean, the angel. The feathers. Depending on what you're needing in your life. But for someone that doesn't know, that doesn't understand, and wants to, they start showing you a white feather because that's kind of the symbol that's always been known. Oh, white feathers go with angels.
yeah, and
Okay,
that's
but you don't believe it, whatever. But you can be, like, say, sitting at your table, having a cup of coffee, chatting with a friend. The friend goes home. You know what was sitting on your table when you were there having that coffee. You come back and sit down again, and there's a white feather laying right there.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yes.
I don't have birds in my house. Where did that come from?
It's a
It's a pin
white
feather.
random feather. You know, this
Yes.
is so funny. Before I started working at the shop Amethyst Sage in person, I had always been working at home. I think I mentioned it on the podcast. You know this, Sheila. And I was in
Yes.
your group, and I would offer readings and stuff like that, and help educate
Right.
people in your Facebook group, which we will mention at the end, so everybody needs to go find it. But
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's fun.
then I started working at the shop, and I couldn't be a part of the group anymore. But the first day I was there setting up my room, guess what I found? A white
Oh,
feather. And I thought
awesome.
it's still
Awesome.
sitting on
Awesome.
my table up there whenever I do go back.
Wonderful message. They were letting you know they're there. They're helping you out. How
I
amazing.
showed it to everybody. Look, it's a white feather.
They're
It's
like, oh,
sitting
yeah,
there.
white
It
feather.
hasn't blown
Yay.
away or anything. It just sits there right there in my room on my little lamp table, and it's just waiting.
That's what's so amazing, because you think, how could it be there? Any slight wind's going to blow it away.
Yeah.
But the angels see to it that it stays there until you see it.
Yeah. It's really, really great. So, is there anything else that you would like to tell people about angels or yourself, or anything any advice for people exploring their mediumship or anything like that?
My best advice is to always be open. Anything is possible. And read, 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 read.
Yes.
Once you discover that you might have some type of ability, start reading on it. Join Facebook groups. Do whatever you can to get some information on that. That's
Now,
how I
when
started. I mean, I knew I had something, but like, oh, how am I going to find out about it?
what is this? Yeah. So,
Right.
when you say be open, is it open-minded, like how would you
Yes.
explain open? Because some people are like, well, my mind's pretty open, and I
No,
consider
they're
it
not.
public. So someone who's like, struggling with depression or anxiety, and they feel like it's got to do with energies and maybe some medical issues or whatever, but with the energy side, how would you recommend they investigate and read, but how can they
Right.
like open up to this could be a possibility, this could be
Right.
happening?
You know, I mean, I guess it's in the broad sense of the thought is be open to anything is possible. It's possible that there's angels out there. It's possible there's something else out in the universe that will help me. It's possible. I mean, because we're all taught, many of us are taught growing up, oh, psychics are fake. They just want your money. No one can contact the angels. That's all fake. They just want your money. And that's what a lot of us are brought up to believe. And so that, that in itself makes you closed off. You're
Right.
not open to any new information. It's
Right.
like being, a 5-year-old and going to kindergarten the first day. That kid, is looking for fun and excitement. And what can I do here? They're open to what they can find and do there. That's what people need to be. They need to be that excited 5-year-old in their mind and
Yeah.
see what's out there for them, what the possibilities truly are. And
That's
and I have to admit, it takes some time to believe it.
It sure
Because
does.
because you're like, whoa, I don't know. I was told not to believe that.
Yeah, and I don't. Or
Right.
do I?
And I don't believe it. So, but with time, experience, and information, number one, information, you start opening, you start believing. And you get into this energy healing. I mean, like the chakras, those can get blocked off. I thought that was a bunch of hooey. There's no such thing as a chakra. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But it's an energy center that it's 7 energy centers that we all have in our body. And like the throat chakra, when that one gets closed off, that kind of makes you a little bit of closed mind. You don't speak what you're thinking or what you want to know.
Right.
And the angels can help you open those chakras and be open to what's out there for you. And that's part of what I do as well, because I've sent energy healing to help open the chakras.
Yeah.
Because a person's had headache and stomach ache, they have a hard time verbalizing what they want.
Yeah.
And they've been to the doctor. There's nothing wrong. That tells me, yes, the chakras, they're closing. Let me send this healing.
That's just wonderful. And it works. Ladies,
does.
gentlemen, whoever's listening, it works. So Sheila, where can people find you if they want to find you? I know we've got your group, Angels with Healing Crystals, and it's on Facebook.
Yes.
It's a private group. You
Yes.
have to.
Yeah.
They do screen like who gets in, so you know
Right.
she'll
Right.
let you in though, probably.
Yeah.
I
You just go
guess.
on. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. You just go on your Facebook and put in Angels with Healing Crystals, search out that group, and ask to join.
And then she
And
also has a group, Crystal Peak Haven, and is that
yes.
right?
Yes. And it's attached to the group as well. But you can find it all by itself. Just type in the same thing. It's a page. And that's where I have all my healing crystals that I offer for a very decent price. Many
Not
out
just
there.
decent, absolutely outrageously wonderful prices. And I'm a crystal fanatic, and I'm holding an angel crystal right now. I'm looking around. I can see probably about 5 crystals I've gotten from Sheila just in my line of vision.
That's awesome.
They're
Thank you.
wonderful. I love her
Thank
crystals.
you. You know,
But
and I've
yeah,
just started a new thing, Lisa. I don't know if you've seen it. Is a subscription box.
ooh, no, I will.
It's a fun way to get cheaper, get your crystals a little bit cheaper. Say you want to spend $20 a month, you want to spend $100 a month, doesn't matter. And I'll send it to
Like
you
a
every single
gift
month.
box, like a gift
Yeah,
box.
gift box. Yeah, like
Oh
like
my gosh, you didn't tell me
yeah.
that. That's happening. That's happening.
So hopefully that's going to go well. It's going to be fun. And that's another thing that I do. I tune in to what people need.
You
You know,
do.
if they want these crystals, and I make spirit bags or medicine bags, whatever you want to call them. And I can tune into their needs, and I pick the crystal that I feel they need and send it on, put it together and send it to them. And everyone I've sent a medicine bag to has seen a huge difference.
Yes. Yes.
So these crystals, and I believe in them. I've collected rocks all my life. They come from the earth. They're there for a reason. They're there to help you, not just be pretty. And so I
That's right.
believe in them, and I've seen what they do. I mean, I have a medical condition that I've been able to cut my medication in half and down to 4, and I'm ready to dump it completely because of
That's
the
great.
energy I've received from the angels and my healing crystals.
And you feel better. You feel like
I do.
it's good. Oh, that's
I
great.
do. It's
That's great.
amazing. It's amazing.
It really is. It really is. And I want people to know about how amazing it is, and I hope that they will get something out of this. I sure have, and I always get anything. I get
Awesome.
stuff out of conversations with you. I'm just happy to talk to you every
Well,
time I do.
thank you. I truly enjoy it. Every person I speak with, I just truly enjoy it. I want to help. That's my mission in life, is to help anybody and everyone that I can.
And
So
you do.
that's why I spend many hours just chatting.
Yes,
You know,
and you
and
do. You help
trying to
a
help.
ton of people, and you don't ask for anything. You don't ask for a thing in
No,
return. You don't want
no,
anything in return.
no, I do not. My return is this person feeling better.
Yeah,
That gives me that euphoric, happy feeling. I help that person feel good, and that just warms my heart beyond words.
yeah, yeah. It warms my heart that you do it because I mean, I've just watched you for years doing this, and it's
Thank
just
you.
giving and
Thank
giving
you.
and giving, and you receive the happiness that you have made other people happy. That's a
Yes,
beautiful thing.
that's my reward. And with Lisa, when we met, it was with her kitty Morgana. The kitty, passed on, unfortunately, when the time came. But now that kitty visits me in spirit, and I just love it. And there in itself is another reward.
Yes.
I love cats in any shape or form, and I get visits from her kitty.
She's
And
a
it's
lovely one.
amazing.
She
She
is.
is. She's a sweetie. But it's very enjoyable, and I'm always open, always honest. I'm happy to do anything I can for anyone. So please, check out my group, check out my page, send me a message on Facebook. It's Sheila Moore Bourgoyne. I put the more in there so my old friends from high school can find me.
And who can spell Bourgoyne? Because it
Yeah,
looks
who
a
the heck
lot
can
harder
spell
than
that?
that. I will do it. Bourgoyne. I'll put it in the comments
There
or
you
in
go.
the description of the podcast. So everybody,
Awesome.
thank you so much, Sheila. Thank you so much. I
Thank
hope
you
you
for
all.
inviting me. I really enjoyed it. It's always nice
Oh,
to chat with you. You're a
we
lovely
gotta
gal.
do this again. We gotta do this again.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
I know Misty
Anytime.
would love to do it like we always joke about 3-waying people. So if we ever get a chance, maybe we can get
Yeah,
Misty on here and the 3 of us can talk.
absolutely.
She would have
That'd be
some questions.
fun. That'd be
Thank you
fun.
so much, Sheila. I
Most
appreciate it.
welcome. Thank you for contacting me.
And everybody, thank you for listening to We're All Psychic and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Many blessings.